Are you new to Brawl Stars? Do you want a guide from a seasoned veteran that'll show you all the ins and outs of the game? Things like how to master the controls, how to max your account as quick as possible, the best way to push trophies, what all the different game modes are, the modifiers, the brawlers, everything. Well, this is the guide for you. Hey everyone, what's happening? Lex back today for another Brawl Stars video, and today I'm going to be going over a lot of great tips and tricks for you as a new player in Brawl Stars to get the hang of the game and just really progress as quickly as you possibly can. We're going to be covering a lot of different things in this video. I've broken it up into sections. Now, if you're more interested in one section than you are another, feel free to go down to the description because all of those are time-stamped and you'll be able to skip ahead or back and forth to whatever section that you feel is most applicable to you today. So without further ado, let's hop into section 1. In this first section, we're going to be covering the user interface. It looks rather complicated, but it's actually not once you get the hang of it. So very quickly, I'm going to go around the screen and I'm going to show you each different section, what each button does, so that you're prepared and you know where to go to get the things done that you need to do. In the top left-hand corner is your profile and your trophy road. And when you click on this, of course, you'll see that you're presented with your various stats, and to the right is your trophy road. Trophy road is very important in the game because as you progress in trophies, like say you see at 5 trophies, you get a brawl box. At 10 trophies, you unlock Nita, and so on and so forth. As you can see, at 30 trophies, you will unlock a new event, Showdown. There's different brawlers, different events, and you keep working your way through this right here until you get to the very end. Now, there are some brawlers on this trophy road that you can only unlock by progressing in trophies, and that is very important to note. Like say Dynamite here, you have to be 2,000 trophies. Once you get to that, you don't have to get him out of a box. Bam, he's right there for you. So at the top here, you've got tickets, coins, and gems. Now, tickets are used to enter the special ticketed events, which we will talk about later. Coins are used to upgrade your brawlers, and gems are the premium currency in the game, all of which we will cover very shortly. The next button here is your chat button. Now it's got 3 tabs in here, the online players that are either in your club or in your friends list. The next one is your team chat. This is basically your game room chat. Whenever you're in a game room, this is where you're going to talk with your friends. Your club chat is, of course, just like it sounds, your club or your band chat. So that's what this is right there. The top right-hand button there is your settings. Now there's lots of different buttons in here and I suggest you explore those, but let me make note that your Supercell ID is highly recommended. Not only does it secure your account, but you get a very premium skin for one of your brawlers just by connecting that. Very, very cool. On the right-hand side, the 3 buttons you've got there are Battle Log, Leaderboards, and a News tab. Now within the Battle Logs tab, it shows all your recent matches and you can scroll through those and you can see how you did, or you can even see profiles of the opponents or the people that are on your team as well. The Leaderboards tab is just what it sounds like. It's a leaderboard. Not only will it show individual player trophies, like currently I'm number 78 in the United States, the different clubs, and individual brawlers. Now, if you want to play with your friends, not for trophies, just for fun, there's a friendly game button right there. If you create that, people will be able to join in on your game, or you can invite them in just by clicking this button and inviting whoever you'd like. You guys can play friendly games together on all the different maps. That's a lot of fun. Now down at the bottom, there's an event selection button and a play button. Now if you touch the event selection, it'll show you all the current events at the moment. Remember, if you're new, you have to gain trophies before you can unlock all the other events. You'll start off with just gem grab, but if you want to play one of them, you simply select which one you want to play. Showdown, you can play solos or duos, we'll get there, and then you press play and you're hopping into a game, and those matches are for trophies. That would be the ladder matches, so be ready. Now on the bottom left hand side here, you see we've got brawl boxes. That is where you get your brawlers, coins, and any other stuff that your loot boxes from the game, right? The one on the left there is a big box that you get from getting star tokens, we'll get there, and the one on the right is just a normal brawl box. The big boxes are worth 3 brawl boxes, so that's pretty cool. And finally, on the left-hand side, we have a social tab, a shop tab, and a brawlers tab. Now, we'll go into depth on the shop and the brawlers tab in just a moment because they have their own sections. However, if we take a look at the socials tab, it shows your friends that somebody sent me an invite. Like Spike here, he wants to be my friend. It tells you suggested friends. If you've played with people recently, it'll list them here. So if you played with somebody that you really liked, you can send them a friend request. and then it shows you people that are already currently your friends. You can also jump over to your club tab here, and this shows everybody that is in your club, whether they're online, and you can see if they're battling. You can even spectate their battles if you really want to. It's really cool stuff right there, so that is your social tab. Now that you're armed on what to do when you get into the game, let's get into some more specifics. In this section, I want to give you a few very important tips, things that I wish people would have told me when I started the game. First and foremost, the most important tip that I can give you is to join a club as soon as possible. This is a very team-oriented game. Now, you can play solo showdown, but for the most part, this whole game is oriented around playing with your friends, playing with a team. You don't have to. You can go in and play with random people with just a pickup game. However, you will do vastly better if you join a club, make friends, and play with those friends. You'll get a lot of advantages to being able to work with your team composition and really do the best. So by far, the biggest tip that I can give you is join a club as soon as possible, make some friends, and play Brawl Stars that way. The next tip I'd like to give you is to be a student of the game. Now, this game, it may look like it's not super complicated and deep on the surface at times, but this game has a very diverse and deep and vast meta. It varies from game mode to game mode, even from map to map. So there are lots of different possibilities, different ways that you can play the game, and if you want to make the most of your time, if you want to climb trophies as quick as you can, I suggest that you really study the game. And to do that, I would suggest that you go check out a lot of different guides and YouTube videos. Not only should you subscribe to this channel, which you totally should, but there's a lot of other great content creators out there that, man, we've been playing this game for a long time. We've got a lot of knowledge to be able to offer up, and you should really take advantage of it. Now, my channel specifically, it's kind of a variety show. I do guides, tips, and tricks. I show you all the sneak peeks, but I also do a lot of just, entertaining gameplay, a little bit quirky and goofy sometimes. That's just me, but there's a lot of other guys out there like my good buddy Kairos. Be sure to go subscribe to these guys as well. There's links are going to be in the description down below. Guys that I highly recommend that you go check out as well, because I'm not the only one out here. There's a lot of other people out there too, so be sure to check them out. Now, this last tip in this section is going to lead us into the next, and that is to be sure to go get your free gift every day. Over in the shop, once a day, you will get a free gift. Now, today, my gift was only 10 coins. Some days it's a completely free brawl box. Sometimes it's power points that you can assign to any brawler. Sometimes it's coins. There's a lot of different things that it can be. Be sure to log in every single day and claim that free gift, because they're just giving you something. You might as well take it. Now, while we're talking about the shop, I've logged over to my mini account so that you can see some of the other things, because on my main account, I'm completely maxed out. There's really nothing ever in my shop. This is what it will look like for you. Now, on the left-hand side, you've got special XP packs, which are always the best deal that you can get. The level 5, I think it's like 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, or something like along those lines. You get special deals. If you're going to spend money in the game, that is the way that I would recommend that you do it, because they are really great values. If you don't want to do that, you want to play free to play, that's absolutely cool too. You can actually do really well without spending a dime, and that's really cool. But as you can see here, the daily deals. I've already claimed my 3 tickets. There's a mega box for 20 gems less, and these PowerPoint deals. Let me make a note real quick. These PowerPoint deals, as enticing as they may be, it is actually not a good idea to buy them. Now, if there's one brawler in there that you see that's just your favorite one and you really want to get those PowerPoints, I mean, okay, but these are not the best way to level your account up as quick as possible. In fact, at a certain point, the big roadblock into maxing out your account is your coins, and if you spend them here, you will be short in coins and won't be able to level up your brawler. So I suggest that you stay away from those unless you either A, just want to spend some money in the game, or there's one brawler in there that you just really want to spend those coins on. Now, the big boxes, again, are 3 brawl boxes, and the mega boxes are 10 brawl boxes. So let's talk about the controls really quickly. In the game, there are 3 joysticks. On the very left-hand side is your movement joystick, and it does exactly what you think. You move it a direction, your brawler moves that direction. But you already knew that one. So on the right-hand side, on the far right-hand side, the main joystick there, press that down and you hold it to a direction and you'll see an aiming bar come out, and you aim with that. You can also tap that button and it just shoots like what they call quick fire. It shoots at the closest target that it has. Now, if there's no target in range, it kind of just fires and you just waste some ammo. But you drag it out to aim at whatever target that you're trying to hit. The one just next to that there is your super joystick. It works exactly the same as your main joystick, but it controls your super ability. You build up your super ability by dealing damage. You'll see a bar slowly go around, and once it's full, that button will come to life, and you can either tap it and it just, again, quick fires your super at the nearest target, or you can manually aim it and can really control how you want to, really use that super. I would highly suggest that you learn manual aiming as soon as possible. There are some brawlers that quick fire is a good option, like the shotgunners. If you're really up close to somebody, then it works well. But for the most part, manually aiming at your target is better than using the quick fire because it shoots exactly where that target was whenever you press the button. And unless they're standing still, you're probably not going to hit them. So learn to manual aim as quick as possible. Now let's talk about the heart and soul of Brawl Stars, and that is the different game modes. At the time of this recording, there are currently 5 game modes plus ticketed events that you can play in Brawl Stars. We're going to cover each one very briefly and let you know what the general idea of the game is. Also, just a note that while you're on the choose event screen, if you press the info button near the event, it shows you a preview of the map so you know which map you're about to play, as well as it gives you a basic synopsis of the game as well. So let's talk about Gem Grab. Now, Gem Grab is the quintessential Brawl Stars game mode. It is one of the very first ones they came out with, and the objective here is in the center of the map, there is a little mine that pops out these little purple gems. The goal is to collect 10 of them. Whichever team collects 10 first, it starts a countdown, and if you can hold on to those 10 gems for 15 seconds without the other team collecting 10 of their own, then you will win the game. So the goal is to collect those gems, not let the other team get them, and if you kill the other team or somebody holding gems, they drop those gems on the ground so you can, kill them, take their gems for yourself. Now, Showdown, there are 2 different variants of the game. There's a solo showdown and a duos showdown. In solo showdown, you are dropped in there by yourself with 9 other players. There is poison gas that slowly moves in from the outside, making the arena smaller and smaller and smaller. There are power-up boxes that once you break them open and collect the power cubes from within, it bolsters your stats. It makes you stronger and have more health. So the more power-ups you get, the stronger you are. You will also get them if you kill another player and they drop their power cubes. The last one standing wins the showdown and the most trophies. Now, if you go out really early, you may lose trophies as well, so be sure to do good. Next up is Heist. Heist is pretty simple. There is a safe on each end of the map, and the goal is to destroy the other team's safe and or to protect your own. The first team that destroys the other person's safe is the winner. If the time runs out and both safes are still alive, whoever has dealt the most damage to the other team's safe will win. Now, one of my favorite ones is Brawl Ball. Brawl Ball is basically Brawl Stars meets soccer. Or football if you're across the pond, but us Americans call it soccer. So it's basically just a game of soccer that's rather deadly, actually, and the first team to score 2 goals wins. Pretty simple. And the last normal game mode in Brawl Stars is Bounty. It's basically team deathmatch, but one twist. Every time you kill another player, you gain an extra star on your head. You can have up to 7 stars above your head. You can have a big bounty, basically is what that means. And if another player kills you, they gain all the stars that you had over the top of your head. Those points, those stars add up. Whoever has the most stars, the most points in the end, they win. At the time of this filming, there are 2 ticketed events. That is Big Game and Robo Rumble. In Robo Rumble, it's basically non-stop waves of robots coming at you from all directions. Kill the robots, survive as long as you can, and if they kill your safe, well, then you're done. However, if you die, you can respawn if your teammates are still alive. The longer you last, the more rewards you get at the end. In Big Game, it is a 5 versus 1 game mode. 5 regular players will spawn in and 1 boss that is chosen at random from the 6 players playing. Whoever gets chosen as boss, they get massive, they get a ton of hit points, a ton of damage, and the goal is to kill that boss as quick as possible, or if you're the boss, to survive as long as possible. The longer you survive, the more points you get, or if you're one of the attackers, the quicker you kill the boss, the more rewards you get. Now, within your event selection screen, there is one event right here, the 4th tab right here, that has a modifier in it. What are the modifiers? Well, it's a normal game mode, but there's something different about this event that makes it special. Now, at the time of this filming, there are 5 different modifiers that are possible. The first one here is Meteor Shower. Basically, it is just what it sounds like. Throughout the game, meteors will start raining down from the sky, destroying stuff and dealing damage to anybody who is standing within its area of effect. A big red spot will come on the ground, so be sure to get out of the way of those. Next up is energy drink. What will happen is a little blue circle will show up on the ground in random places throughout the map. After a couple seconds, a drink will spawn from that, and if you pick it up, you get like basically supercharged. You get really fast and you do a lot of damage. It does not affect your health though. And while you're under the effects of this energy drink, you can wreck people. So use that time to knock out your enemies, but be careful because they'll probably be gunning for you as well because you are a big threat at that time. Next up is healing mushrooms. The general idea here is that it spawns a very big area on the map that is green. You can see these little mushrooms, and if you're standing in that area of effect, it heals you at a very rapid rate. And they'll spawn all throughout the map, so use those to your advantage to get yourself healed up. The next one is called Angry Robo, and what happens here is a big robot will spawn and it'll start chasing whoever it is closest to it. You better deal with it pretty quickly because it can wreak havoc, so be sure to take care of that robot before it takes care of you. And the last modifier is Life Leech. Now, this is a very interesting game mode because what happens here is you constantly lose health. The way you get that health back is by attacking other players. Say you deal 100 damage to somebody, you get 50 health in return. So you're just leeching their life away from them. And if you kill somebody, you get full health. Now let's take a look at our brawlers. If we touch our brawlers tab here, it pulls up the brawlers that we have currently. In the game at the moment, there's 22 brawlers. There will be adding more quite often, so be sure to keep an eye out for those. But as you can see on this small account, I have 15 of 22. At the top, it shows the ones I have. At the bottom, it shows the ones that I have yet to be unlocked, either from a Brawl box or from my Trophy Road. Now, if you select a brawler, you'll be able to see the stats on the brawler, all the details of all the different attacks, and what exactly it does. You can also show the different skins. As you can see, we got here a golden barley skin, which is very cool. And this one, I spoke about it earlier. If you connect your Supercell ID, you get this skin, and it is by far the coolest skin possible for this brawler. I'm gonna go ahead and select that, and you can show it right there. But we're gonna go back over here because this is also where you're going to upgrade your brawlers. As you can see, I've collected 210 power points, just over actually. So now if I spend 480 coins, I can upgrade Barley to level 7, to power level 7, as you can see there. So we're gonna do it. You're just gonna tap on it right there. It'll show you what your stats are going to be. And if you tap it on it again, bam, now Barley is level 7 and he is that much stronger and gets me that much closer to level 10. Now, speaking of, at level 9, your stats are maximum. However, at level 10, there is a special thing called a star power. As you can see right up here, this is Barley's star power, and every brawler is different. What he does here is every time he throws a shot, he regains 200 health. Just from shooting, he will gain 200 health back every single time. Now you get those star powers either from a Brawl box or you can buy them from the shop. I think the last time I saw them, they were 2,000 coins per star power, and it's a rather rare drop from the shop, so be on the lookout for those star powers because they are the ultimate pinnacle of each of your brawlers. Now remember how I was telling you that Brawl Stars is actually a very complex game? All of these brawlers, you can play them in every game mode. However, there are certain brawlers that are better for certain game modes and or even certain maps. I would love to be able to run all that down for you right now, but this video would turn out to be about 3 or 4 hours. So stay tuned to this channel as well as some others, and you will get some really good guides on each one of these brawlers. But just know that every brawler has its strength and every brawler has its weakness. As you can see, like Crow here, he has very little health, decent range, but he has lots of speed, and he shoots out daggers that poison them and keep them poisoned over time. So he's really good for playing a long range kind of support role where he kind of annoys the other team, but he's not really good for getting up close in someone's face usually. So just know your brawler's strengths and weaknesses. And again, check out this channel for more guides as well as some of the other guides that I linked down in the description below because there's some really great guides out there, some crash courses on all the different brawlers. So be sure to go check those out so that you know your brawlers. And finally, I would like to give you guys some tips for progressing in trophies as quick as possible. The first and most important tip that I could give you is to play with a team. Remember I was talking about joining a club? Join a club, make some friends, and play with those friends because while you can absolutely go into a match and play with 2 other complete strangers, it usually doesn't work out as well as somebody that you can be in a team with and you can communicate, figure out the best team composition for the game mode and map that you're playing, learn from your mistakes, work together, and you will do much better if you play that way rather than playing with, playing a pickup game with random people. Another big mistake that I see a lot of new players and even experienced players do is they try to be the hero. Sometimes you want to just put the team on your back and try to carry them to victory, but it's a team game, and if you try to do it all by yourself, if you're going to get yourself into a situation where it's 1 versus 2 or 1 versus 3, that one person is not going to win hardly ever because it's too overwhelming. So be sure to work as a team. Know what role that you're playing within that certain team composition. If you're, say, in gym grab, you're the gym carrier, be the gym carrier. Don't go up there and be kind of an aggro brawler where you're getting up in their faces and trying to get kills. That's not your job. Be sure to do your job and let your team support you and work as a team together. It'll be much better for you and you will gain trophies a lot quicker. Another great tip is to level up all your brawlers, not only in trophies, but also in power. So your total trophies that you see up here, that mine currently is 11,224. Well, that is the cumulative total of all of your brawlers combined. And you get rewards. Remember that trophy road up here? You get rewards for your total trophy amount. So be sure to level up all your brawlers. It'll give you a bigger trophy count in the end. Also, level up your individual brawlers as well, because if you make them stronger, then you're going to have a better time and easier time in each match, and you'll be able to progress in trophies quicker that way as well. So don't forget any of the little guys. Be sure to level up all your brawlers and get all the trophies that you can possibly accumulate. Not only is it really awesome to have a lot of trophies, but you get rewards for doing it. The next tip I would give you is to know your meta, right? So meta is the most effective tactic available. It's basically an acronym for saying use the best team comp, use the best brawlers in their situations. So how are you supposed to know that? I would like to give a shout out to my good friend Kairos right now because he puts out tier lists of the metas as it changes after big balances or new brawlers. He'll put out a new tier list. So be sure to go check him out because then you'll see, okay, so these are the really great brawlers for this game mode right now. That's going to really help you out. So be sure to play the brawlers that are best for their game modes and within your team, as well as, furthermore, some brawlers are good on one game mode but not on certain maps, so it really gets broken down quite extensively. So be sure to, really kind of follow those, know what meta is happening right now, and then play to those strengths. And the last tip I've got for you is know when to take a break. There's been countless times where it was doing great and then you really just kind of start to go on a losing streak and you keep wanting to grind it out. You're like, no, I'm going to turn this around. But sometimes the best thing to do is turn off Brawl Stars, stand up and walk away, and go do something else for a while and come back whenever you're feeling refreshed, and then you can sit down and play some more games. That way you'll have a fresh mind about you and it usually works out well. So know when to take a break. Don't just power through it. Know when to say, enough's enough, I'm going to take a break for a little while. Speaking of breaks, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope this helped you get a little leg up in Brawl Stars so that you can get up there and start getting those trophies as quick as possible. If you did like the video, be sure to subscribe to the channel. I'd love to see you back around. But that's going to wrap it up for today. And as always, until next time, I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace out. All right, so you made it to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you didn't, well, I will try to do better next time, but no promises, you never know here. If you did like it, click that subscribe button right up there, and if not, go check out some more videos, and maybe I'll impress you next time. Maybe not, but we'll see.